Hello, everyone, and welcome to this
Hello.
edition of the Ateam with RC. How is everybody?
I'm doing awesome.
Good. Where are you, RC? You look like you're in a different space over there.
I'm in Chicago in a hotel.
Oh, for fun.
Fancy.
For fun,
Fancy.
hopefully. Is it for
I'm
fun?
I'm here with my high school friends, my Shamrock sisters from Incarnate High School, class of '87. Yeah,
That's
there we are.
Nice.
Awesome. Well, I
So we're
won't say
gonna
what year
catch
I
a
was
Cubs
born.
game and have some fun. But I wanted to come on even just for a little bit to talk about that championship game and
Yeah.
what the hell happened.
RC, why don't you kick
Awesome.
it off? Tell us what you thought about that game.
Well, I'll give you two perspectives. One perspective is from the fan perspective at the watch party. It was amazing. We had over 200 people come. The atmosphere was electric. We had tons of food. The energy was high. Super excited. I mean, it was amazing. The watch party was amazing. The effort that we saw, though, especially from our quarterback, it was disheartening. You know what I mean? It was sad because we had so much faith in Chase since the beginning of the season, right? We even said our statements on the podcast were, man, it's like a double-edged sword. He's doing so well. We know we might lose him to the NFL. And that's what we want, right? We want them to continue, right? We're not going to be so selfish as to say we want to keep them with the Brahmas. But what had happened was we saw a lack of effort from Chase. It wasn't just me, and it was everyone. And so when we see that, that grows and it brings down the team. Because if your leader, your quarterback, is not going 110% on this championship game, there's an issue. And I saw the frustration from the other players, especially 41, who, he also was injured and came back, and he sees it as a chance to succeed. And not only for your team, but for your coach. I mean, Wade Phillips, this was his big deal. This was his numero uno chance to get a championship. And when you see, and it's so obvious that he's not giving his 110%, and then that's when the rumors started swirling like, hey, no, I heard he got called up to an invite for the NFL. And to hear that and put two and two together, we're not great at math here, but I can put that together. You know what I mean? And if you're worried about not giving your all, worried about getting injured because you want to do your best for your NFL tryout or invite, I get that. But be honest with us. Be honest with the coaches and say, hey, you know what? I have this coming up. To be honest, I don't know if I can give 110. Let's put in Normandy. I think everybody would have been okay with that. You know what I mean? Or, hey, let me just start off one or two passes first quarter, but take me out because I'm not going to give it 110%. That would have been a leader. That
I don't agree with it.
The player that we saw in the beginning of the season that we were rooting for, but we just didn't see it. And it festered and festered and festered until 0 points. How do you explain that?
I'll tell you how to explain it. It's very easy.
Hear it.
The NFL and the UFL need to come to an arrangement, an agreement that recruiting does not start until after championship game is played. Because now you're getting the same lackluster progress from these players that they think they have a chance and they've got to dash into the big teams, and now it's turning into college bowl games and you're not getting your first string playing, you're not getting your second string playing, and you're stuck. And that combined with the Phillips flop, because let's get real, Phillips' name has never won a championship,
right?
Okay, on top of, and I hate to say it, but they did flash the champion, UFL champions 2024, logo in Stallions colors before the game.
How is that possible? No, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. And this is what kills me. all those naysayers that say, oh, this USFL, XFL league, it's not real football. This proves that it's not. It almost gives fuel to all those naysayers that think that this isn't real football, especially when you see shit like that. Did I say that out loud? But I'm mad. I'm disappointed. I'm hurt. I'm hurt for the fans. I'm hurt for the league. I'm hurt for the players. I'm hurt for the coach. I mean, we got to know a lot of these fans on a personal level. We got to know these players, the players' moms, with the mom to mom, and then to see it end like this.
Well, and can I just add this too? I want
to
see that contract that they're all signing. And the reason why I'm saying that is because when you sign that contract, everyone, correct me if I'm wrong, should have one common goal. That's to either make it to this championship or to a Super Bowl, yeah?
It
so
should
when you're
be.
literally in there playing.
It's not to self-promote.
Exactly. You should not have, and honestly, I feel bad for Dormady for the fact that game, just that game alone, could have given him so much more than maybe what he's even getting now. Just by playing that one game. Other than the other ones that he's played, this could just showcase him that much more. And I feel like, you're doing the fans a huge disservice, but most importantly, the teammates and the coach that you're supposed to be a family with, you have that relationship. And RC, I couldn't agree with you more from a standpoint of when you sign that contract, everyone should be on the same page. So he should be able to come up to the coach and say, I have this opportunity. The transparency should be happening, but I agree with Amber is that the NFL and the UFL need to work out something that this cannot be, you can't be in talks. In other words, the second their manager says something to that player is going to be like wrapped in bubble wrap, or they're literally going to look like the kid from The Christmas Story walking in the snow.
Right.
Like it's one of those
switched already.
Yeah. You have to, their mindset's going to completely change. And you can't expect everyone to play at 100% knowing that they have this huge opportunity knocking at their door. And one little mess up or one thing could change that. That's
right.
I don't think it's fair.
In the beginning of the season, it's a double-edged sword with a lot of these players, right? We want them to do well for our team, but we know in the back of our heads, you know what? NFL is watching them. But you're right. The contract has to state that they're that player. They have to give it all until the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not going to work.
Besides winning the Super Bowls and all that is that, the players, they all want to go to the NFL. Us fans want them to go to the NFL. That's true. That's part of what we do as fans too, right? Is we're helping boost them and want to give them all those positive vibes to be able to send them to the NFL. That's the end goal for everyone on all sides. So if that's the case, you're doing the fans and everyone a huge disservice. Most importantly, the player themselves, whether they see it or not, they're doing themselves a huge disservice. Because each game that you are playing, whether it's his last game, you want people to view a championship game as the last mindset of what they saw of you playing. Like the first game they're going to go to is, oh, how do you play in the championship? That's the big deal game, right? Then they're going to pull it up and see that he slid. He was sliding and didn't even come close to a first down that he could have had for the team. You really want NFL recruits seeing that? I know I would.
Barely better than when Tom Brady would slide for the Patriots.
Yeah.
Like just a hair touch better. Like it irritates the hell out of me. I miss football the way it used to be played. I understand we've got to make sure that we're making sure that the players are safe and that, which is why the NFL adopted the XFL kickoff.
Right.
Which is why I think we've got the rule changes that we've got. The ball's at 35 instead of at the 20. It gives a better opportunity and stuff. And I understand that the safety is paramount. Don't get me wrong. However, let them play ball.
Mm-hmm.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm. RC, I wanted to ask you.
They lost the integrity of the joy of football. because they cheated us. They cheated the fans. They cheated the team. They cheated the league, and they cheated themselves, because those are not leadership qualities. You know what I mean? And I get it, but it felt like a dirty game to me.
So what was your opinion in the fan, like how your fan experience was for this season versus last season? Did you feel it was any different, any better? What were your thoughts?
As a fan, the fact that we were able to complete season 1 is amazing. The fact that we were able to complete season 2 is outstanding, right? We've done better than in the past, and that's what we can all strive for, right? We can only do better. And so I see that as progress. Of course, I'm disappointed with the attendance. And again, this is just like another, a scar on us. Like, oh, look, the championship game was rigged or whatever, or it wasn't 110%. It looked more like college. And that's what we're going to have to deal with for the 3rd season, But I enjoyed it. I truly enjoy it. I mean, we've had some really amazing times, amazing fans. We've amazing relationships, and can only grow and go up from here. That's my opinion. Some changes I would like, even though I understand the financial aspect of everyone being in Arlington, I wish we had some of the teams in our home cities. I think that would make a difference. It would make a connection. And I think that's one thing that I don't see is the connection, the real connections between the fans and the players. They're not part of the community. You can't just come in on a weekend and fulfill and say you're doing the best you can, because you're not. And all of that traveling, I get it, they're going to travel anyway, but it's the connection that is lacking. The marketing is lacking. The attendance is lacking. But the will is 100% there from the fans.
Let's realize that season 1 for UFL, we had a lot of hurry up and scramble together just to piece it together to get it done. Okay. We had to wait on the government for approvals. We had to get with networks for contracts, that kind of stuff. So I'm glad to see that Moose, Daryl Johnston, who is, looking at everything, has already put out his plan for season 2. Look, we're looking to introduce a couple of extra cities that may have been on the chopping block last year. I'm hoping to see Orlando come back. I'm really hoping to see Vegas come back. I also understand that there were some cities on the USFL side that ended up on the cut. And, who knows, maybe they'll pick one of each and put them each in a conference, and we'll have 5 teams instead of the 4 teams within the conferences. But I'm glad that he addressed season 2 is going to be about marketing. It's going to be about fine-tuning things. It's going to be about making sure that the fans and the cities are put above everything else. And I'm hoping that during the off season, there's going to be some engagements with players, maybe some volunteer opportunities within the local communities that might be able to help. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to turn out, and hopefully we can all be a part of that.
Yeah, I look forward to it. I hate to cut y'all short, but we do have planned activities, but I did want to say I love y'all. I am blessed to have met both of y'all and gotten closer with you, that we can share as women our love for football, our love for being part of the team, but not only that, being part of a family. I mean, I don't think people can understand the depth that how close I feel to both of you, that I have found positive female role models that I can stand shoulder to shoulder with and know that we've done our best, not only to bring football, to encourage football, but to bring the community together. We all, in our own way, with autism, with the Warriors, with the cancer, we've all done something. And that's all it takes. It takes one can, one help, everything, encouragement. And I'm just so blessed that I've been able to share this season with you. And I look forward to next year, and lots of love. Mwah. Besitos.
You go enjoy.
We love you, RC. Have fun.
Go Brahmas.
Man, I'm glad she's enjoying herself. No, I mean, I understand where the hype is. I get the pains behind the championship game. I'm not gonna lie. The fact that it was a shutout really irritated me. I turned it off halftime just because I was like, what's the point in watching if it's going to be a shutout? Like, I'm glad that the opportunities are there for the players for the next level, but at the same time, we got to make sure that their heads in the game for the game that they're at.
And anyone out there that thought this league was scripted, it's not. Clearly shows that from when the Battlehawks played the Brahmas. I think we all were in high hopes for that game here in St. Louis, but clearly St. Louis did not play well that game. So we got beat, and it just was very disappointing. I mean, my San Antonio people will be happy.
Well, you see where I'm at.
It's all about supporting, and and shout out to people in San Antonio for when they came up here for the championship game. I thought that was really cool to have them all here. I mean, like we've been talking about, we're all family here.
Right.
Literally, so when we see each other, it's like
that's a huge bonus.
I know.
We're sharing life milestones, and calling each other about our problems and our joys, and seeking advice. I gotta say, this past season, I've met more super fans and have enjoyed, hosting veteran families. And, even if I have to eat crow to donate 30 cans for the can drive, but she still owes me push-ups. I'm just saying. Just saying.
Okay, well, we'll get it done. She'll get it done. I ain't doing no push-ups.
But I did win last week. I'm just go ahead and throw that out there.
Yeah, you did. You did, unfortunately.
It is what it is. Congratulations to the Stallions. I'm sure the Brony crew and all of them are loving it. I know that when I was there, they had the Burger King crowns. Kings of Spring is what they called themselves. So I'm hoping to knock them off their high horse next season and dethrone them as the Kings of Spring. We'll see. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what the UFL is going to project for potential cities. And I'm looking forward to, who knows, maybe an extended trip to Orlando or to Vegas or another cool city.
What would you like to see for this next UFL season, Amber? What is it that you're wanting?
Number one, the schedule needs to be better. I'm not going to lie. The fact that we had 4 holidays, if you count, Memorial Day weekend. We had what? Easter, Mother's Day, Memorial Day, and then Father's Day weekend. The fact that we had those definitely did not help the attendance or the viewership. I know that they were in a rush to get a schedule out once Congress approved everything, so I can be understandable of that. I want to see that it start the week, maybe 2 weeks after Super Bowl, so we can push it up a little bit better, and hopefully the temperatures for the southern teams won't be affected, because I'll be very honest with you guys, wearing all of that superfan gear on a turf field, you're reaching 110, 120 degrees at a time. That last game, I had to help people with heat exhaustion. I had to help ensure that, elderly people had plenty of water. I was making multiple trips up and down just for my husband and my family to get the water. The big water buckets that they pass out for free to refill bottles, that got emptied 3 times in our area. So I can only imagine how much better, hopefully, we go back to U of H, to TDECU. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. And yeah. I want to see more interaction with the players.
I think my biggest thing is the marketing with, the fans, and getting that information out to the fans in, somewhat of a timely manner. And just shows like ours, and the network and everything, and how we can bring so much light to these players. They're an actual human being behind those helmets, and it's like we want to get to know them for them and not just the player behind the mask. So
for sure.
That I think is really important. And that's one thing I will commend Wade Phillips on too, was that he did a lot of fan interaction things and was even like salsa dancing and everything. And I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
And even allowed him to video him doing it and putting it on. But I just think you got to know a lot about Wade Phillips when it was that too. Even at the tailgates, going and standing by the buses when the players come off and cheering them on. And then at the end of the game, when they get back on the bus and fans are lined up, win or lose, still giving them all those positive vibes that they need and deserve. And I think that is really cool to see. I mean, I think that that's really cool. I was a little disappointed in the giveaway type stuff at the stadiums this year. There really wasn't any. The only thing St. Louis had was a poster.
We have quite a bit. I think that the prospective marketing teams from the cities need to get together and do some universal marketing, because there was some really good ideas. I know when I went to Michigan, I got a certificate, my first Michigan Panthers game, and it put my name down and put the date, and it was really cool. They wrote out Mrs. Predator for me. So I thought that was kind of awesome. I know that there were some bobbleheads that I saw with some of the other teams. I managed to collect rally towels from all of the stadiums. So I thought that was kind of cool. There was
towels like this one.
Yeah. I was loving it, man.
Even that.
But they had some pretty interesting stuff.
Thing right there. I even like. Ugh.
No, I think some of the marketing,
I would like if they were back as much as I don't like them.
The foam fingers, like I saw foam fingers. Yeah. I'm working with, hopefully we got the marketing guy. I'm in contact with him for U of A, for Roughnecks for Houston. I want us to have some foam fingers. Not just the one finger that everyone's used to doing, but hey, come on, let's throw these H's up. And I want it to say H's up,
Right.
And
now, as
I
far
think
as playing the game though of football, the refs, we got to work on that. Got to. The communication with like the dean and with the refs at the same time. I mean, it just isn't. And then they're getting ready to talk, and then they go out, and then they get ready to talk again. And it's like, okay, don't make the call until you know for sure what the call is. But I mean, as far as watching the game live on TV, I have to say the production of the game is so much better this year than last year. Hands down.
I love
all of the visuals, all of the, the commentating was better. I love the sideline interviews. It just seemed so much more personable with the sideline interviews too, which I loved.
Yeah.
But just the graphics and, the drone even going around, I thought that was cool to see. Even while you're at the game, you're like, oh, there's a drone. It's kind of distracting sometimes.
Yeah, it is a little distracting at times, but no, I love it.
It's all that stuff, the graphics and all that stuff was great. It really, really was. And I love hearing the coaches talk and say things on the sidelines too.
Right.
What they say to their players, their communication.
I will commend the games when I would go back and watch the Roughnecks games. I saw that Coach Johnson would even commend other players for, opposing players for their athleticism. Hey, that's a good set out there that you did, and I'm going to put a good word in for you at the next level if ever you need it. I saw, Coach Wade would do that too. And I saw quite a few of the coaches do that. So to see the coaching staff not only look at their players and go, man, awesome job, but also recognize the hard work and excellence of opposing teams. I thought that was kind of cool. I enjoyed being able to see the players as they came and left, and the coaches' wives. Of course, Miss Angel, wonderful lady. Miss D, exceptional, and Miss D, Coach Wade's wife, she was phenomenal. I got to meet her. So, I mean, the accessibility for the extended family, I got to hang out with some of the players' kids and some of their aunts and uncles and moms and dads and wives. I was like, man, this is phenomenal to be able to see the interaction on and off the field.
And I have to say this too, huge shout out to AJ's mom and dad, because it's really cool having them at the tailgates and they're interacting with fans and, super fans coming from different states, and it's just different cities. It's just so cool to see his kids out playing football and getting to know and play with the other fans' children. I mean, it's cool. It was really cool. And they're very personal, very kind people. I can see where AJ gets it from.
Sure.
Very
for
sweet.
sure. I've seen some of the super fans. We all, as super fans, those who have traveled to every game for their team, have traveled on average 12,500 miles this season. So, I mean, I thought to be able to put that dedication out there, huge shout out to the super fans. And I hope to see a lot of you guys travel back and forth. I'm looking forward to traveling back and forth. I don't know that I'll make every away game, but I'll do my best to at least hit 2 of them a year going forward. And we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I wish I could have traveled more myself, but I did get engaged, so that's good.
You did?
I did. So that was good.
That was amazing.
Let's talk about your most memorable time. I'll start. Mine was that. And also, tailgating with my parents is always fun. I always love it. I always call him the nerd, but John and his wife Jill, I always love spending time with them. But Christy, I mean, I could go on and on about everybody, but everyone, it's just fun. There's always going to be little things here and there, whatever, because it's a tailgate, and when there's alcohol, there's crazy things that can happen.
Chaos.
But for the most part, like it's just nice to see everyone have the same interest, and be around people that want the same thing. And you always have hopes that it does, but it doesn't always pan out that way.
For sure.
As we know. know.
Yeah.
But yeah, spending time with my parents and then getting engaged. So
I gotta say, my most memorable, the actual memory that puts it all on top is probably going to be road tripping between DC and Michigan. We hit 15 states up in the Northeast. And I mean, between going to Salem and Miss Nantucket, I can't say that, but we know what I'm thinking, right? Niagara Falls, going through Canada. The road tripping was phenomenal. I absolutely enjoyed it. Sometimes it got irritating, but those are the pains, and I'll look back on it when I'm old and go, I traveled an entire season with a football team.
Really?
And she got engaged to me. I hope y'all are good with that. It's a wonderful UFL merger that we've connected on. I'm kidding.
I'll tell you who. Some idiot named Spurge. That's who it is.
But I mean,
that's who.
Overall, I gotta say that, and feeding the veteran families, I thought that was kind of cool too.
Yeah, that's more than cool. That's pretty amazing.
I mean, we've grown our tailgate over 500 members. We are doing volunteer work. I'm looking forward to hopefully maybe doing a few get-togethers over the summer, maybe a camping weekend for people that want to come and do it. And who knows? We'll see how it goes.
I don't know. I'm just curious. So this 2025 season, right? I know you're talking about the schedule. I mean, while it was hot this last weekend, so horribly hot, like I don't know about that cold though.
Well,
I just
we
remember
know.
standing there like literally, and the wind was just so you don't count. You don't count up down there. You don't count. You're out of this. You don't count. You don't have a say in the matter. You don't have cold weather down there.
No. We've got the polar opposite. Get it? Polar. We've got the polar opposite. We've got triple digit degrees. It'll hit 99 degrees and you're like, oh, 99 is not that bad. Oh, but when you got that humidity factor thrown in there and you feel like you're sucking in, breathing in pea soup because of the humidity, and then your 99 feels like 110 or 115, it can be an issue, But I mean, I'm glad that we're kind of hot and cold down here. It's really hit or miss. And I look forward to it. There's some days and I'm like, man, this sucks.
So you like it starting the week right after the Super Bowl?
I think the week right after Super Bowl is a great idea because, I mean, people are pumped up. Super Bowl just ended. Hey, you love football? Don't forget to come check us out over at the UFL. We're starting this coming weekend. Football's not over, folks. Let's go, That's
they need to have the super fans at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Listen,
I'm looking forward to seeing what the next city is for the UFL championship.
Yeah, so
I know that.
What do you think?
Well, I
think on time of year probably.
It would be a great idea if the winning team got to host the following championship. So maybe next year, San Antonio, or not San Antonio, Memphis. They would be able to host the UFL championship. I think that would be a good.
So you think they should be able to do that and do their picks?
Well, they earned it. Maybe that's more motivation for the other teams.
How'd they earn it?
Look at the record.
You mean the two worst teams of each division going against each other?
What? No, I'm talking about the two best. Whoever won the UFL championship.
I thought you were talking about the two worst.
No, the Stallions won, so they should be allowed to host the UFL championship for 2025 season.
No.
Oh wait.
Then what if they've won the 3 times in a row? I am not going to go to Birmingham 3, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. I'm not doing it.
Hey, that's the joy. That's the joy of it. Yeah, I meant Birmingham. Y'all know what the hell I meant. Get over yourself. I hear him yelling in the background. It cracks me up.
Oh my gosh.
No, I mean, I think that would be a good way to do it.
I don't.
Come on. So you're telling me that if St. Louis won the UFL championship next year, you would not want the championship game to be held in St. Louis for 2026?
No.
I call a boo. Look, hey, Brahmas, where y'all at?
How about having one in a stadium that nobody plays at? Seriously. You know why I'm saying that? Is because Mizzou, right?
Yeah.
College, all that, right? And they have all their championships and whatever, right? And they go and play in St. Louis. Oh, God willing, they get new turf. But that's besides the point.
They're getting new turf.
I sure hope so.
They are.
Here we go.
It's already been in the talks. They're getting new turf. It's getting installed in like 2-3 weeks.
I'm actually doing what he does. But I think that they should play, like, if it's college, right? And they go and play in St. Louis. Why not a UFL team go play in an NFL stadium?
Well, I mean, the larger venues, yeah, I get that. That I understand. But
I know that it's a lot of money. You know what I'm saying.
Right.
Like Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys.
I mean, what cracks me up about it, though, is, I looked at the paid attendance was like 10,000 plus there in St. Louis for the championship game as far as ticket sales go. But it didn't look like that many people were sitting in the stands.
If they can't afford an NFL stadium in a different, city or whatever, do a college stadium in a different city or something.
Yeah.
I mean, just something like that, because if it's all about football, right, and promoting the league and promoting like NFL with UFL with college, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's all a trickle effect. So you want to support everybody, then go back. And some of these players, you could be going to a stadium that they played in college. You know what I mean? You could be going back to their roots from, wherever in this stadium. Nobody knows. I mean, I think that would be fun. Something different. We should try to get Ford Field. Michigan's not playing there.
That's a good point.
True.
That is a good point. I would like to see.
Sabrina's always on point. We need to have her on this show.
All right.
I'll be reaching out to her.
There you go. Get out there to her. Come on, Sabrina, get on here.
I'll be reaching out to her.
I don't know. I mean, here in Texas, dude, we've got high school football stadiums that rival college stadiums. Hell, I'm a stone's throw away from one of the biggest stadiums in the state.
Well, but can I just make an observation, right? Because this is where I'm going to backpedal with my NFL statement, right? St. Louis, for instance, right, is playing where the home of the Rams used to play. Yeah? Meaning if we cannot always, even when there's a championship game, fill it like we can any other game, not pointing anything out, then why would we want to pick an NFL stadium? Because the people wouldn't show up. And then it would look even worse because you're
more minuscule. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying, if anything, these going back to the college stadiums, I think would be a good idea.
Yeah. But you got to understand,
city or state.
Some of the college stadiums will rival some of these NFL teams. I mean, look at the expansion, for example, that U of H is doing. They're doing renovations to expand the seating capacity to be able to accommodate the Cougars. I mean, Texas A&M rivals with some NFL stadiums. It's amazing. Alabama, Notre Dame, they've got the history there on top of the capacity. And I just don't see UFL filling those stands to that capacity just yet. But I do see the potential. And I think that if they were a little bit more tighter on the venues that they chose to play in, I mean, we've got to understand, they've got to make some exceptions. I think the marketing team needs to get out there with some of these venues and go, look, I understand that you're a high school team, that you normally don't sell alcohol, but for this facility, for this event, maybe a higher percentage of sales to the ISD would be, suitable. Some college teams, they don't sell alcohol, maybe a higher percentage of sales of alcohol going to the college would be a benefit for both sides.
Well, because we all know college cities are big into tailgating. So then, obviously, if you do it in those areas too, you'll hopefully have the school itself want to come to the game just to represent the school, right?
Yep.
So that's just another huge marketing,
And up north, there were a couple of the games that we went to. Their idea of tailgating was to go to the local pub literally across the street because there was no parking for them to be able to spread out and tailgate like what we're used to in Texas, what you guys are used to with the NFL stadiums and so on and so forth.
Well, I can tell you this with Iowa. I've been to an Iowa Hawkeyes game, and those people in Iowa like to tailgate. And I know that they love football, meaning they will go and show up in their black and gold in that stadium and just to take over just because they're in Iowa, just because they're there. Like,
no doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, there's traditions down here in Texas. I'm an Aggie. Whoop. And so we have Friday night, midnight yell practice. Like our entire college student section is there every Friday night for yell practice. And then we come back on Saturdays and make it so loud that the 12th man has changed the game. you know, and that's what I think we need from more of the fans. We need more of the 12th man out there, and it does make an impact. Even when you think it doesn't, even though we've only got like half of the attendance as some of the other teams out there, we make an impact. And we're being told that we're making that impact. And, you know, we need to keep making that impact and keep getting the promotions and getting the ticket sales up. And hey, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, tell your neighbors, you know, tell the people at the local bar, why are you watching a football game on TV when you can be at one and still save yourself half your bar tab, just, you know, with a ticket and a couple of beers instead, you know?
Right. There she is.
Hey.
I'm like, I keep seeing this girl on here, and I've met you at the football game finally. And
welcome.
now we had to have you on.
Yay.
You have some very valid points. So I want to get your take on the season. What were your thoughts?
I'm just glad that we got through it. I am very unsure on this marketing. If they don't market the league and advertise, it's not going to survive. So yeah, Moose is saying we're going to do this and we're going to do that. But like Redbird is not behind it. They don't want to put any money in it. They ran out on the XFL because, you know, they panicked. So I'm just like, put the money in.
No,
just put the money in, because like,
you.
You know, if I'm in St. Louis and, you know, we're deep, but I still run into people daily that don't even know we have a football team. They're like, a battle hog, what's that? And then I tell them about the football team. You know what they say? Oh, I wish I would have known. I would have came. We've been doing this since 2020.
Listen, money talks or business walks. It's always how it goes. You either are going to pay the money to get the quality and the things that you want, or it's going to go somewhere else. And that's why people like that are having, you know what I mean, that have not heard about it. I mean, I do hair, and I tell people about the Battlehawks all the time, and they're like, Battlehawks? What is that? Is that a football?
No one knows. It was embarrassing this weekend. Sunday, I talked to people. I talked to Defender. I talked to everybody. And they were like, there's nothing around. I said, yeah, you think the biggest fan base, it would be Battlehawk stuff or UFL championship stuff everywhere. No, but I also had to tell them, St. Louis is no different than any other city. Memphis, it doesn't matter. The league is, this is league wide, and they're not advertising. And like someone was getting on Brian, I think it's his name, Brian, the VP of marketing or whatever, but I think he would have a staff of one. He probably just doing this by himself. You know, they're not this. You know,
you're right. You're right. I mean, that's where they skimped out. You know, but I've got faith in Mr. Johnston. I've got faith that they're going to focus more on marketing this year. I think it's going to be more than just the one billboard that I saw the entire time. You know, I'm in the 4th largest city in the country, and I only saw one billboard. And trust me, I go from West Texas to East Texas, up to the north side and down to Galveston, everywhere in between, and I saw only one billboard the entire time. I'm hoping that we're going to get some commercial time on local news stations. I'm hoping that we're going to see some more billboards. I'm hoping that maybe we'll get some promotional events to go on. And I've got some more faith in Moose. I think that he's a man of his word, and I think that he's doing everything he humanly can possibly do to try to get as much marketing out there for the teams and the communities and the prospective cities. We've got to stick with it, fans. Stick with it. Trust the process.
I'm giving them one more year of grace. One more year of grace.
Did you see a difference after the merger, Sabrina, at all? Did you notice from the first season, you know, in the XFL, and then, you know, now UFL with the merge?
I was arguing on X or whatever, because they were saying that the league wasn't USFL heavy. I said it's very USFL heavy. There's only 2 things that the XFL did that we do in the UFL. The 1, 2, and 3 points. What else is there? We don't do the 4th and 15. We do the 4th and 12.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, no, this league is more like the XFL. And I'm like, no, it's not. I said, this was an acquisition, not a merge.
Mm-hmm.
And I really don't like how they didn't pay the players. I was pissed off about that. How they didn't pay the bonuses and stuff like that. I mean, because 90% of those players are playing their butts off, and that extra $1,000 that they used to give with the XFL and things like that, that was, and I didn't like that. I did not like that at all.
I agree. They kind of rubbed it a little raw for the XFL when it came in. And I mean, our kickoff went to the NFL. That was like the number one thing.
Yeah, but it didn't look like real football.
Right. And that's what a lot of people were pissed off about.
Hollywood. The XFL was Hollywood football. That wasn't real football.
Yeah. Yeah. He hates me.
Moose said that.
He hates me football. Yeah. And I mean, I remember it. I remember it from back in those days, when it looked like something off of, the whole 9 yards, and it was the inmates playing the COs.
But that's real football, though.
Yeah,
I'm playing real football right now. I feel like all these rules that are coming in here at the same time, I feel like, okay, do you want them to play the sport, or do you?
What about the kickoff? Like, last year at the XFL, everybody was running the ball back. Every kick return was ran. And we barely had any this year.
Yeah, it was 3 to 4 times more kick returns when it was XFL last year. Made it more exciting, made it more impactful. Everybody's like, oh, it's kickoff. Let me go get another hot dog. I've got time. It's just kickoff.
Was it me, or did you guys feel like there was just a lot of commercial breaks? I felt like there was a lot of waiting.
NFL. Yeah, we're like the NFL. We do TV breaks.
Yeah,
commercial breaks, TV timeouts. That's they call it. TV timeouts.
We take the person with the long orange gloves waving on the field, going, "Okay, you can go now."
What was your favorite part of the season, Sabrina? Would you say?
My favorite part.
Mm-hmm.
I like the beginning. Wisely. I like the beginning, like when the team comes out. I just like the electricity that's in the just in the place, and everyone's hype and ready to go, like, because everything's perfect at the beginning of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love having the coaches mic'd up. We got to save Coach Flip under all circumstances. We got to protect him because he is hilarious. He's hilarious.
There's
although I know a few ladies that watch for other reasons with Coach Flip, but
I don't watch no other reason.
I mean, if you into that, he kind of like a looker, but if you into that, but he's hilarious. He is hilarious. And Coach Wade Phillips, when he was yelling, they were doing something on the field, and he was like, "Oh, we won." I was like, that is so cute. He's like a little Santa Claus.
Well, he's also one man though that can say one word and you know it all in that one word.
Oh yeah.
And I loved him in that conference, the press conference, when they were trying to get him to kind of talk about the conflicts in the team, and he was like, nothing. I didn't hear anything. Oh, they were talking to him about what Silver said. And he was like, yeah, I don't know. But I thought that was really cool. But that's maturity. That's him being that kind of coach. He knows how to work the room. He knows how to work the press. And they were dumbfounded. They didn't know what to say.
I have to tell you one thing I've noticed this season is that Coach Beck, when there's a review, he'll stand there like this and cross his arms, right? Coach Flip, he is literally on top of the like literally on top of the What'd they say? Like he
argues with them too.
Where'd you go?
Oh, yeah, serious. That's literally what he does. That is the one observation I've noticed. And for a man you think probably can't run that fast, he can run down that
Meanwhile,
someone takes off.
There's a couple of the coaches where they need to listen to the crowd and be like, throw the challenge flag. You know, like, what are you holding on to it for? That's what it's there for. Throw it. You can throw it for anything. Come on.
I'm so glad that Coach Bex did not throw the challenge flag when our kicker got hit in the leg and held on to it. Because, you know, but this is the thing. The XFL coaches know how to you know, manipulate the rules and things because they've had a year with this kind of stuff. But you could just tell the USFL coaches they weren't well versed on rules and how things are with the time clock or whatever it is, you know, just with the challenges and things like they weren't. So I'll give them everybody a year of grace. We're gonna try it again next year.
We'll see.
She's been so optimistic. I love it.
I'm trying. Sabrina, I love football. Let me tell you, I watch UFL football and I watch a little college ball. I watch the AFC conference, NFC conference, and the Super Bowl. That's all the NFL I watch because I'm just not into it.
Too political for you now, huh?
It's not user friendly. Like I don't feel like the UFL players. They interact with us on the internet. They, you know, they're accessible.
Mm-hmm.
The access that we have, we would never have that kind of access with NFL players. We had
not like some of the
we didn't see them unless we got in Chesterfield or something and saw them in the grocery store. We didn't see them.
Like some of the players that are like, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, you know,
next question. Yeah, I'm just here so I don't get fined. I'm like, bro, come on, dude. I mean, I get that you're pissed off at the company, but it doesn't mean you take it out on the customers, us fans, you know? So, I mean, I'm glad to see that the UFL is doing what they need to do. It's season 1's in the books. Yes. You know, we're looking forward to season 2. And I'm nothing but happy, and I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, you guys. Hey, Sabrina, look, if you ever come down for Roughnecks,
I'm coming. If they freaking get the schedule out at a decent time, I'm down.
I know, right?
Because somebody last year somebody was talking about us real bad. He was like, Battlehawk fans don't travel and blah blah blah. So I said, I'm gonna fix him. And I came to the Detroit game. I flew at 5:00 in the morning. We were out there tailgating. It was the best thing ever. We had so much fun.
It's interesting you say that because I was in Birmingham looking forward to meeting another social media commentator who was real quick to say that I'm too woke or called me a clown. And man, it was crazy because I was standing right there next to him and didn't give them the opportunity. And didn't want to take a picture, didn't want to shake my hand, nothing. I'm like, man, it's crazy how big these keyboard warriors are when they're behind the screen. But when you're right there in front of their face.
Their championship game was awesome. I took pictures. You saw my pictures on X. I took pictures with Brahma fans. Yeah, I took pictures with everybody, Defender fans. It's a good atmosphere. Like, and that's what it's supposed to be. People are like, well, what are we supposed to wear? Wear your colors, wear your team. Whatever you want. You know, I'm like, that's okay. Me personally, I had to root for my conference. I'm not rooting for Birmingham because Birmingham is the reason we didn't have a quarterback. So I don't care. I'm not ever cheering for them ever in life.
Well, here's the deal. You're not. That's the glory though of the championship game, and I think of this whole league is that this is the one game where all teams, you know, all different cities and all different people, everyone's here in one place wearing their different shirts and all this stuff, coming to cheer them on. That's what this is about.
Oh yeah.
It's like that's the game, in my opinion, that no matter where, if you're a Battlehawks fan or not, you should be there.
I'll tell you right now, I was going to games head to toe in Roughnecks, not a single Roughneck in sight, and everybody's like, wrong game, and I'm like, UFL.
Mm-hmm.
And way to point that out, Captain Obvious. You know he's in DC, right?
Right. You know those teams, a lot of, especially if you go to, I think Reed on the Morecast was saying that he went to a USFL team game with his XFL hat, and they got mad at him and put him out the media thing. I was bugging up. I was like, wow, it was like that.
Yeah.
Oh my.
But I'm
like that.
But I mean, it's over now. They just, I think they need to learn how to be fans, because I saw one Memphis Showboat fan, and I saw the Birmingham people. Did I see any other teams from the USFL side? I didn't see any Panther fans, but I was on the internet and I saw that there were some Panther fans there. But
yeah, I think there was some representation from all the teams. You know, I don't know that it was as widely publicized as I think I think that the marketing could have been a little bit better, going, hey, all the teams are here for the championship game. You know what I mean? That might have been a little bit better, but I get it. They're there for the two teams that got there, and it's understandable.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Sabrina, so much for coming on.
I am that. Yeah, I feel a lot better now. You guys got me together. Okay.
Look, I want to see you next season. Okay, I'm serious.
See me. I'm coming. I'm going to the away games, because I don't want to hear anyone else's mouth about how we don't travel anymore.
I won't be mad at you little fighting chickens if you come down to Texas.
All right now.
Trust me when I say he has a lot of mouth. Okay.
Oh.
Get out of here, Vanna White.
Memphis Showboat flag.
Here. We got that. Bye. Yeah. He's always got to show us. Always got to feel like he's.
You know, he reminds me of. I can't say it now because the guy's under a lot of scrutiny.
Look at this guy.
What's up, A-Train?
I know nothing, never seen nothing. I don't know what's going on. Why am I here? Why am I here right now?
I didn't know. Hey, dang! I was getting ready to see if he wanted to go with me next season to Birmingham.
You know what?
You gonna go with me to Birmingham next season?
I'll make that trip. Let's go find our social media friend.
Yeah.
Funny that you said that. I'm sitting there cracking up laughing over that.
All right, y'all, we're done with this show. Arlington, get us out of here.
Oh, before we go, I gotta give y'all Amber's fun fact of football.
Oh, that's right.
Go for it.
I figured since we finished our first season that it would be good for everyone to know the history of the football huddle. Did you know that football huddle actually started in a college university? Gallaudet University in 1894 was one of two or maybe three ASL, American Sign Language universities. And to keep the other team from seeing what the quarterback was signing in order to see his teammates and do the play, he had them all get together so he could sign it for them to see and no one on the other side. That introduced the huddle. And since that day, Paul Hubbard, who is known for bringing it first and foremost in 1894, has done it throughout the world, multiple teams, multiple sports. And that, my friends, is Amber's fun fact of football. Y'all have a great day.
I'm not going to show that video.
Love it.
Which was coming earlier.
Love it. What is that noise?
Oh, did y'all want to see that video from before they started the game?
What?
I can show you real quick. Let's see if y'all can see that. Are y'all able to see that?
Yeah.
Okay, let's push play. Look at that scoreboard up there.
What? I didn't see it.
Just saying.
I saw that. Oh, I saw that.
Now, whether they were doing both colors just to make sure that their media was correct or not, but I've not seen videos for the San Antonio colors. So, conspiracy theory?
Mm-hmm.
We got it.
Watches WWE too much.
Congratulations, UFL, on the inaugural season. I'm looking forward to the second season and what you guys are going to pump out. Thank you guys for joining the A-Team with Amanda and with RC and with me, Amber. Y'all have a wonderful evening and let's go.